like I did back in April for April Fool's Day, I thought it would be fun to have kind of a different version of my little default pick here of my of the caricature of myself. I call this character Domino. Just in case I refer to it later as that, you know what I'm talking about. This one is for, obviously, Halloween, and I thought it would be neat originally to do Domino as like some kind of monster, but I thought, well, it is Halloween, so rather than actually being a monster, I decided he's in a Halloween costume. So I tried my best to give him an actual facial structure that is just his legitimate face, but I figured he has painted his face with this kind of skull design, which I tweak here and there as we go. But I colored the head before I finished inking, which is uncommon for me, but I wanted to make sure that this darker color for the skin would still read the way I wanted it to, and make sure that you could see the outlines and the structure of the face, and I'm pretty happy with it, and, you know, that way I knew what it was going to look like by the time we finished it. And so here, for the rest of this, I kind of came up with costuming on the fly. I like this sort of tailcoat tuxedo, and he's holding a jack-o'-lantern, which comes into play a little bit later here, because what I kind of start playing with is, obviously, I've always done all kind of grayscale for this character's clothing, and since he's in costume, I decided to add a little bit of red, but to make it a bit more interesting, I thought it would be fun to use the jack-o'-lantern as the light source. And so I started kind of adding in shading and making it seem like the light was inside of the pumpkin, so the outside of the pumpkin is actually darker. And here I'm adding in some like light bits, which have this kind of orangish yellowish hue, because they are coming from the pumpkin. And so I put a little bit of an edge on the hair there, and I tried it's very reminiscent of the, you know, holding a flashlight up, pointing up from your chin and getting that light there. I am under no illusion that this character is actually scary, but rather he is supposed to be fun Halloween costume, standing at the door ready to present children with candy as they are trick-or-treating, right? So I happen to be a fan of carving pumpkins, so I had to include a jack-o'-lantern in here. And then I started playing with shadow, this backlit sort of red background, which just seemed appropriate. I played with a couple different colors, but kind of seemed obvious that it had to be red. You probably can't tell just by looking at the finished product, but that does say Happy Halloween there. And this is the Halloween Domino. Thanks.